Hello, welcome to Michelle Sews Again. I'm Michelle, and it is day 20 of Vlogmas. Woo! 20. I am in a much happier mood today because my air conditioning is fixed. Yet another reason why I gotta get out of this place. Our air conditioner has been broken since Thursday, and because this property doesn't let workmen on the premises outside of 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, we had to wait until today to have somebody come and look at the air conditioning unit. The guy that was looking at it said he's never worked on an air conditioning unit that old before, so he had to FaceTime with his supervisor to figure out how to fix it. You can't make this stuff up. Okay, so in today's installment of my favorite makes countdown advent vlogmas, I am bringing to you my multi-purple Vali top. So I used three different fabrics for this. It's the first time I tried the Vali pattern. I wanted to make the top first just because I wanted to make sure I could do, because all of the intricacy of the pattern is in the bodice. The dress version is just an extended version of this. So I thought I would make it with some inexpensive fabrics. I bought these two purples. This one is a batik, really pretty, and this one's just like a random uneven polka dot. It's also a batik. I bought those two to make the dress, to make the top, and found out I didn't have enough for the sleeves, which are humongous. So I had some purple linen from Joann's left in my stash from something else that I made, don't remember what, and I thought it worked really well with this. So I will link my review to the Vali top and my experience making this right up here. But yeah, that's one of my top favorites. I wear this quite often, actually. It's just an easy top to wear. There's a couple of things that I wish I had done differently. So if I were to make the top again, you know, I would do these things differently. One is the neckline comes with two different versions. One, you can stop here, and this wouldn't have a tie. It would just be where the V ends, and then you would only have a tie up here. I made the deeper one, and I didn't realize how low it went. So I have to wear a tank top under it. I can't let all that cleavage show. I don't do it. Anyway, so I would definitely, in my dress version, I only did the top V. I didn't go the double layer. I think the grosgrain ribbons work from a visual perspective, but from I feel like the tie is super stiff. So I would definitely make some ties out of the fabric. I accidentally threw away the pattern piece to make the ties, and when I made this, I didn't feel confident enough to be able to just make a tie. Now I realize it's just a long piece of rectangular fabric that you sew and pull through. So I would definitely just make a self tie for the next one, which is actually what I did for my dress version. And I would use a less stiff piece of cotton or a less stiff piece of fabric for the top yoke. The rest of it is not as important. In fact, I think the little bit of body that I have in this linen really helps to make the sleeves super like voluminous. And it's funny because these are both batiks from the same company. They're both from Style Maker, actually. But this one's just feels more like a quilting cotton, and this one just has a little bit more drape to it. I kind of wish I don't know if I wish I had reversed them, because I'm not sure that it would have looked as good that way. But because this fabric is stiff, if I don't want to tie up this top one, it doesn't lay super easy. So I usually just tie it kind of loose. But yeah, I love it. I love the high-low hem. I did lengthen the top because their version hits right around my midsection, which I don't love. So I just extended the length of it. So yeah, I mean, I wear this quite often. I love it. My dress version is not in my top makes. And really there's only one reason why, because I made it in this also from Style Maker. I didn't realize until just now that all of my Vali stuff is out of Style Maker fabrics. This fabric is so gorgeous. It is a rayon crepe. It was kind of a little bit of a pain to cut. It wasn't too bad to sew with. And I think the dress came out gorgeous. I went so slow on this because I knew I wanted the finishing. I wanted everything about it to be as well as I could do at this stage of my sewing game. And I feel like it came out really nice. I forget to put my labels in. I love the way that the inside facing looks. Like, I feel like all of my finishes look very professional. The only reason this is not in my top makes is because I feel like when I wear it, it looks like I'm wearing a muumuu. Like, I feel like Mrs. Roper. And I don't think it's all that cute. The dress is gorgeous. I just think from the way that it fits me that it's not super flattering. I'm not gonna stop wearing it because it's super comfy. And I do think the fabric is gorgeous. So, I mean, it's not anything that it's gonna stop me from wearing it, but that's really the only reason it didn't make it into my top for Vlogmas. Anyway, so from a styling perspective, I just styled it one way for you today. I don't feel like this is really layerable because of the puff sleeves. Now I can layer underneath. Obviously I've got a tank top under here, but I can't layer on top of it. I don't wear skirts, so that's not really an option with this. Although I think like a pencil skirt could look cute with this. I wore it with some really skinny black leggings and these really fun rhinestone covered mule slides. Steve Madden, of course. How fun are these? I love them. Those have gotten wear during COVID. A lot of the shoes I've been showing you as I pull them out to style things, they haven't been worn other than for styling videos in a year and a half. So that's been kind of fun, being able to pull out some of the shoes that I haven't been able to wear in a while. And then I just paired it with these, you know, basic silver chandelier earrings and called it a day. So this would also look equally good with some jeans and some wedges. You know, not anything too, I wouldn't do anything too over the top. Just leggings, jeans, and whatever shoes feel right at the time. All right, so I did want to give you an update on my ice dye projects that I kind of hinted at the other day. And let's see, my first one is this pink. I used all of my, I'm pretty sure I used all of my shades of pink in this, and I think it came out gorgeous. There's a lot more white space left than what I intended, but I don't mind it at all. I think it actually helps brighten the piece of fabric up, and I love how these colors split into like blues and purples from the pinks that I used. I'll insert some video here so you can kind of get the bigger view of it. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. I use 100% cotton sheeting that I've gotten from Amazon. I will link that in the description box below. It's only like 5 something a yard. So really affordable way to get fabric that you can, and it's not, I mean, it's like quilting cotton, but it's not super stiff. If you need something with a lot of drape, I wouldn't use it, but it's definitely good for anything you'd use a quilting cotton for. And then I've got this blue version that I did more, the first one was more of an organic kind of a twist and fold and wrap. This one was more kind of angular, architectural, geometric, with straight lines and things like that. And I've got all these different shades of blue, and you can see this one in the middle kind of took on a green tint. There's some Again, some more purple and fuchsia splits out there. Had some gray splits in here. Yeah. So lots of different pretty blues in here. I like doing the monochrome. You know, I like doing the monochrome. Usually I like to mix a lot of different colors and see what I'm gonna get, but I thought doing a few monochrome pieces would be fun. All right, and then I did some socks, and they did not come out anywhere near where I expected them to, so I understand why though. So I had bought this package of socks with the intention of doing the infusible ink with my Cricut machine, and you have to have a specific blend of materials for that to take. And it's not a high, I don't think it's a high percentage of cotton. So I know these are not 100% cotton. I don't know what the mix is, but I'm confident that it's got a lower than 80% blend. Otherwise, I think the color would have taken much better. So I had folded all my socks up different ways, and I threw them in with I did blues and greens and a little orange in my dye mix, and this is what came out. So when I first took them out of the dye, or took them out of the dye basket, there was still greens and a little splash of orange kind of mixed in, and then once I went to rinse them, all that dye rinsed out, and I left them to sit for over 24 hours, so it should have adhered. I did soak these in soda ash before I dyed them, and yeah, it just didn't work. So all of the socks pretty much look the same. They're a little bit mottled. You can see a little bit of lighter blue in there, but it didn't take all the colors even remotely close. So I have a whole slew of light blue socks now. No biggie. All right, my next adventure is because I'm having fun with all my ice dye stuff, and I like to knit, I got an itch to dye some yarn. Now, I am not even remotely close to a stage where I want to learn how to spin yarn, like my friend Sarah from Naughty Gnome, but I figured if I could find 100% cotton white yarn, I could play around with dyeing it. So that's what I did. I found some 100% cotton yarn. It's called 24/7 from Lion's brand yarn. I bought it off Amazon. I got 3 skeins for like $15, so not bad. And I am doing it the way that I know how to dye fabric. I have not watched any YouTube videos on dyeing yarn, so I'm doing it with the same method that I do for fabric. We will see how that comes out, and while that is batching, maybe I'll watch some YouTube videos on how to dye yarn and see everything that I did wrong. But basically, I soaked it in a soda ash solution. You need to soak these things at least 20 minutes. Usually I do 20 to 30 minutes. These skeins sat longer than that because the air conditioning guy came today. I have air. I'm much more comfortable now. I'm much happier now. So he came, and I just got sidetracked. So it sat probably for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours before I started the dyeing process. And so what I decided to do for the yarn was I want to do, I don't know if any of you are knitters, do you follow Drea Renee Knits, Andrea Mowry and her patterns? I love her patterns. I haven't knit any of them yet. I've bought several of them, but I love her Friday I'll Knit If I Want To video series. I'll link that below as well. But she's got a couple of fade designs where you fade from, one color into another throughout the design. And I have a couple of her fade design shawls downloaded. And so I was thinking, I don't know if that's enough yarn to do that though. But that's kind of what I had in my mind when I was dyeing these. I kind of did them in a fade kind of a pattern. So I did the colors, so the skeins are this way in the basket, and so I did the colors linear, and I did I started with greens. So I did 3 shades of green. I did a bright green, it's called electric green. Then I did I did 2 shades of green. Yeah, so I did electric green, lime pop, then I moved into yellows and did citrus yellow, and I don't remember what other, lemon yellow, and then I moved into oranges and I did orange crush and another orange, I can't remember which one, and then the final color was hot pink. So it kind of faded from greens to yellows to oranges to pink. And then I put the ice on, and then I used my little sugar duster, and I sifted ultraviolet purple over the top so that that could my goal is for that to speckle in and not be its own like solid color. So I don't know, it sounds fun. Hopefully it turns out fun. I'll let you know tomorrow. Actually, you won't know until the day after tomorrow, because I won't rinse it until after I've done tomorrow's video, but you'll see it within the next 2 days. Anyway, wow, this is a long, this is almost like a Friday sews. I'm feeling chatty today. Okay, well, that's all I got. Wherever you are, I hope the weather is amazing. I hope you're able to get some sewing in, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.